Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kochuk Show on Kochuk TV. You are here with the head coach of Yoriki Town and Cinema. This battle I played last night. This is PEBA Week 9 against Jacal. I forgot to look up his team name, sorry. My computer was freaking out during this this whole battle. It froze, I think, 6 times and whatever, so my recorder was definitely not working. So, we are going to postcom this. He has Mega Scizor, Orlando T, Belocephalon, Uxie, Rotom Wash, and Torterra. He has a very scary team. I expected, I didn't expect the Uxie or the Torterra. I definitely expected Primarina. Um, yeah, and I can't remember what else I expected top of head, but if he was going to bring just a straight rocker, I figured it was going to be Aerodactyl. But yeah, so we are going to lead with our Sash Nihilego, which has Mirror Coat as well, which I checked before to make sure it worked with Size Shock. Um, but yeah, so we have the Sash Nihilego. He has a lot of clearing. He's got 3 defoggers there. So even if we exchange rocks with either Torterra or Uxie, I feel okay that he's probably going to want to clear the rocks at some point. Which I don't really mind because I don't really want rocks personally this matchup. But I didn't think he would want. So that was kind of the thought process for the opening of the game. Trade rocks, and he would defog them at some point, which is why I didn't really hazard stack or anything. Trying to remember who his poison type was top of head. I can't remember. But obviously he has 3 things in the air, so toxic spikes or spikes are not as viable in this particular matchup. So Vaporeon is Heal Bell, Scald, Wish Protect, Spadeffi, which still doesn't really take a Primarina shot at all. And I found it after its nature got removed at some point in the process. I don't know when. I had double checked, but before the battle, but I must not have looked hard enough because it was serious, which it was not supposed to be. It was supposed to be Spadef boosting nature. Infernape is Choice Scarf, U-Turn, Shadow Claw, Flare Blitz, and Close Combat. Spadef Ferrothorn, Knockoff, Power Whip, Leech Seed, and Protect. Gliscor is Protect, Toxic, U-Turn, Fire Fang. It is trending defensive, but it's fast because it's sped to outspeed Orlando and Uxie. I struggled a lot with this Gliscor set, to be honest. It's a weird matchup. So I went fast because I wanted to outspeed and try to catch something. I had Ice Wing Fire Fang for a lot of it. I wanted to fit on Roost, but I couldn't. I was my only Toxic, so I didn't really want to drop it, but I probably should have. So it was kind of one of the weird. Yeah, it was just kind of weird. Gliscor, I find struggles move slot a lot. Yeah, for whatever reason. There's just some mons that I find hard to get a set I like. And there's some mons where I find it a lot easier to find a set I like. Like Ferrothorn could do just as many things as Gliscor, like it for the most part. I mean, it's got a couple hazards. Gliscor can defog as well. It doesn't quite have the momentum, but like Gliscor, I'm like, okay, so I want Stealth Rocks, defog, I want Roost, I want Protect, I want U-Turn, I want an attacking. Like I find I'm like, I need 8 moves. That's not a thing I'm allowed to do. Abra is Sash, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Counter, and Mirror Coat. Yeah, no Psychic, just because the things on his team, it didn't really hit anything. I can't remember top of head Fighting type, but if I remember correctly, Fighting type was not weak to Psychic even. So yeah, and there was a lot of stuff that I needed the grass coverage for. So and we got the Nihilego, Power Jam, Sludge Wave, Mirror Coat, Stealth Rock, Sash, as I had said. So, as I said, we're leading with the Nihilego. He's going to lead with the Uxie. So I expect we're going to trade rocks on the first turn, which I'm okay with doing. As I said, I expect they're going to put a priority on defogging. They didn't have a Rapid Spinner, so I felt better about this. Goes for Yawn, as I Mirror Coat. I was really expecting Psychic move there. Unfortunately, didn't happen. So we're going to switch out. I'm going to go into Uxie. Didn't think it could touch it too much. Figured U-turn was the most likely in that situation now that they've seen Mirror Coat. They're going to go into the Rotom, which I figured it kind of has to be Will-O-Wisping at this point. But so I believe I knocked off. Yeah. I was trying to just knock off whatever item it had. Unfortunately, he goes for sub, which will keep the leftovers on there, which is super annoying. And actually, knockoff crit did matter for that sub, so I got a Power Whip, which even Will-O-Wisp will break the sub as long as it hits. It just won't let me Leech Seed. Sub was annoying. I believe I go for... Oh, no, I power... Oh, it was a switch, sorry. I believe I go for Leech Seed maybe this turn? Sorry. As I found out, this Torterra is also sub. The subs are annoying. Oh no, I go for knockoff again, and I can't get rid of his leftovers either. And my team kind of lends itself to letting teams just leftover spam against me, which I don't like. It's one of the reasons it's not my ideal team. But yeah, so sub, Leech Seed. So we go into Torterra, or Gliscor, being defensive. Seeing this sub as I'm expecting it not to be fully offensive, so we can kind of take these. But this is where like Roost would be really good. With the Leech Seed, we're not. We're staying the same, but we're not healing with the poison heal. So we just go for a U-turn just to get out. Just didn't want to stay there. So we get some nice chip on the Uxie. We go into Vaporeon. It probably can't touch this too badly either. Goes for U-turn. I believe I put up a Wish. Oh no, I Heal Belt. I took the chance to get the burn off the Ferrothorn. I believe I go straight back into Ferrothorn though. I'm fearing Pain Split here as well, as he's starting to get low, especially if he is to sub. Goes for straight for Will-O-Wisp, so he's going to catch the Ferrothorn on the way in. I believe I Power Whip here. This goes into Scizor to take that. Oh no, I knocked off. Which it's a Mega Scizor. It doesn't lose its thing. So we're gonna go into the Infernape. This was a weird one. I don't like, because my Gliscor is so low, and having Roost would have made a big difference, and I'm regretting it. I can't really switch into the Gliscor, because it's gonna go down pretty well straight. I could switch into Ferrothorn, but it's gonna start to get really low, especially being burned. It can't touch this back. If he's a Sword Stance or something, and then especially if he has a superpower, Ferrothorn's just gonna drop. Vaporeon being spit def doesn't take anything that well, so I kind of need to go hard onto the Infernape. Just put pressure. I mean, obviously I can take chunks, and I'm trying to keep Infernape as healthy as I can. But and he's gonna go for the knockoff, which I really didn't want to see. I'll be completely honest there. Getting rid of that Scarf is unfortunate. As I know either Lando or Blacephalon, one of them is going to be Scarf, almost for sure. And I kind of want to be Scarf to outscarf them. Definitely. I mean, that 1 point over Blacephalon is nice, but if he's Scarf, it doesn't do me any good. And he goes to Lando on the Flare Blitz. Everything's going. I kind of needed the Flare Blitz. I wanted to like make a call on U-turn, but you know, I believe I switch out just in case he's Scarf. And actually, he told me after that he was Scarf for a while and he switched off of it. So we get in the Gliscor and the Earthquake, which is great. I go for Protect to get a little bit of Poison Heal, and also see what he wants to do. If he's going to leave. So I see the Stone Edge, and I think I can live that. So I go for the Toxic. This again, Roost would have been really good there. So not having Roost on the Gliscor, I think, was a big problem this matchup. Made sure I can get the Toxic there. I mean, if I had left Ice Fang on too instead of U-turn, I don't know. If some butts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So we go put up the Wish, get the Protect back, as he's gonna sub again to low. Switching to Ferrothorn. I'm already burned. Not going to take much from Thunderbolt. Um, won't take too much from Water Move either. Goes Thunderbolt again. Go for the Power Whip. I believe I go for Power Whip again. Or I might have knocked off here. I can't remember. Knock off? Leech Seed. Oh yeah, we missed a Leech Seed. For the switch, to help me get back, because I could protect on whatever came it. So we protect. Leech Seed misses are annoying, but it's okay. It balances the move. So right here, I go for the double protect. The reasoning being, who wants to switch in? Fairhorn's not going to die even if I don't get it. He'll go down to the Toxic. But Vaporeon doesn't want to switch in clean on this. Infernape doesn't. Abra doesn't want to lose its Sash. And Nihilego will drop with the rocks in the Sash. So, yeah. That's why we kind of just go for the double. And luckily we do get it. So that balances out the Leech Seed. I mean, I would end up in a better situation with the Leech Seed. But, like, you know, I can't complain when we get that. I believe I switch. Yes, I switch into Abra. I kind of expected sub, but at this point I don't have great switches to Torterra. To be honest, I ended up not bringing Mega Latios because of some of the things I expected, and Torterra was not one of them. If I debated between Abra and Mega Lati, and I went with Abra this matchup, and it probably should have been Mega Lati based on this, but that's okay. Mistakes were made, so we're gonna Energy Ball. Which, based on what this had taken before, I thought would break, only had a very small chance not to break the sub. Turns out it was a small chance to break the sub. Yeah. So we're gonna have to drop to our Sash. Just, I really wanted to get this in a spot where I could do counter, could do things. Anyways, so it ends up just taking out a sub, which is not ideal. So Abra was not the play. So reason it's a 1-pointer. It worked pretty well before. It generally can take down one thing. But this matchup, it just didn't work out that way. So we're going to Flare Blitz. He's going to give up the Uxie, which he said after was basically just there for rocks. So he's going to go Cephalon now that I have lost my Scarf. I am going to click Shadow Claw here in case it's not Scarf. I mean, yes, I could have switched into Nihilego or Vaporeon and saved the Infernape, but we're always going to be in that same loop. Confirming that he is Scarf is going to, it's going to make me lose something, but at +1, Vaporeon can still take a hit, and so can Nihilego. So it's worth taking the L with the Infernape potentially. If I had switched out and you went for like sub or something, I'm just in big trouble. So took a risk. I expected to go down here, but I also knew if it wasn't Scarf, then it's just gonna die to Shadow Claw, which some people forget Infernape gets Shadow Claw. I mean, obviously it's got Earthquake and stuff too, so it wasn't like I was expecting them to be surprised by that. But also I think everything else. Oh no, Torterra still lived to Flare Blitz. I was gonna say everything else died to Flare Blitz, but no. So Torterra would have been the play, but yeah. So we're gonna go into Vaporeon. As I said, it can take a +1. Just gonna fire up Scald with the rocks. I thought this was a roll. Again, turns out this was a roll in their favor. We do get the burn, but with the leftovers still on there. Stupid substitute keeping your items on. Anyways, it's going to stay alive at just 1 HP. I put up a wish. Probably could have just scalded again. I was expecting to take a T-Bolt. Just even say I legit hoping these aren't actual rolls, which turns out they weren't really. So that is good. We take those. I ended up staying in. He could have just killed me with a Wood Hammer. I kind of said I needed a Skull Bird in there to have a chance this game. So I went for it. I mean, Nihiligo's going to die. Ferrothorn's going to die. By getting the burn, he's going to do just around 50. Good chance he leech seeds or does something else. Or earthquakes actually is probably the most likely. I mean, like I could have gone Ferrothorn, but Ferrothorn's going to keep getting lower. Ferrothorn being burned is not really going to take this on. We've learned that. So going for the Skull Burn, which works out, which is lovely, which gives us a chance just because it limits this Torterra's output. It still can kill a Nihilego, which is frustrating, but we heal off the burn off Ferrothorn now. And now I want to try to get a Wish into the Ferrothorn. If I possibly can. So I believe I put up a Wish. And I had to decide here, like, because he still has his leftovers, because again, the sub won't let me take his stupid items. And the Leech Seed, he's going to heal back so much. The burn's not making him lose GP. So I am just going to go out at 50%. I can still take Blacephalon somewhat well. As we go into Ferrothorn, takes the Earthquake, gets back all the way to full, which is lovely. Goes for Earthquake again. I believe we Power Whip. Yep. I can't remember what I click here. Knockoff. I thinking he would switch. Rotom goes down to the rocks. Goes into Scizor. He clicks knockoff. I believe I leech seeded. Yep, and I missed leech seed again because, yeah, Ferrothorn needed his eyes checked. He had them checked for his whipping abilities, but he didn't have them checked for his leech seeding abilities. We knocked off this time. If Torterra comes in, knocks that off. If Blacephalon comes in and kills that. I didn't want to just click leech seed again. I knew there was a good chance it was going to be a U-turn. So both Torterra and Ferrothorn have had their leftovers knocked off. They're both kind of being chipped down. Neither can leech seed each other. Gonna fire off Power Whip. About this point, I was really wishing I had a better ice type on my team, other than Sneasel, but that's okay. Torterra's gonna go on the burn. So I went into Vaporeon. The thought process was I kind of needed Ferrothorn with at least some health for the Scizor. You could potentially take two things. If I end up in a situation with Nihilego in on Scizor, I can switch. It will take the Bullet Punch and something else. That extra bit of chip from Iron Burns could make a big difference. So that was the thought process. Going in here, it could Vaporeon can go down to the Scizor anyways. And the Blacephalon, I believe I would have been just out of range, but with the rocks and stuff, like there's a good chance I'm just not getting it in that right spot. So I go here. I end up putting up a Wish. If I can get a Wish up and get it into Ferrothorn as well, I'm in a nice spot to deal with the Scizor. Because right now, Bullet Punch destroys Nihilego. Having the Sash instead of, Babiri Berry or something, even though my Nihilego couldn't really touch Scizor, is proving a problem. That Sash is just not doing what I hoped. I was hoping at some point they would defog. As I said, that was kind of based on the thought process. That was looking at the team. That's what I expected to happen. And it didn't, and that's okay. We haven't seen the 4 moves on Scizor either. So right here, I don't want to let them Swords Dance for free. I don't want to let them Roost for free. He can just knock out Vaporeon, which is going to be a bit of a big problem. But if he U-turns to do it, Nihilego can come in. It can take 1 from Blacephalon, so I'm not in the worst spot by letting Vaporeon go down. So I put up a Wish in hopes that he might Swords Dance or something, which would give me a chance to get that into Ferrothorn. He's going to U-turn for the kill, which was the play. Goes on Blacephalon, who's going to be quite low. I go into the Nihilego. I'm hoping, quite honestly, I kind of forgot Psyshock was a thing it got. so I thought I might live anything. Um, so live one of anything. And then Scizor would come in, Bull Punch, and then it was going to come down to, I believe, a roll on the Ferrothorn with the Scizor, which was kind of the end game I had planned out. But Psyshock is a thing that exists, which is going to drop the Nihilego, so we are going to lose to this Blacephalon. I'm going to click the knockoff. They are going to switch out from Blacephalon into the Scizor, go for the knockoff. I believe they Bullet Punch to kill the Scizor, because Blacephalon's near the top of the kill leader race, so that's why they wanted Blacephalon to get that extra kill, which is fine. I mean, they're going to give me a differential point, which could give me a small shot at playoffs, so, and yes, the biggest overkill in history. A 6% Ferrothorn to a Blacephalon Flamethrower is not a matchup. So, we are going to go down. It was quite a fun game. A couple things that I thought were rolls turned out to not really be a big deal. Ferrothorn, if he could have hit a Leech Seed for once in his life, would have been great. I think I've missed every Leech Seed I've clicked with Ferrothorn this season, so that's not good. But it is what it is. We'll get an eye test for the Ferrothorn, and he'll be back better than ever. Have a nice day, everybody, because Coach Oak said so, and I will see you all next time.